Long ago, before Wren and Firefly's parents were even born, a long and violent war ensued between the dark kingdom of Umbra's Night and the bright kingdom of Light and Lux. King Lumen and Queen Sundra found dark magic repulsive and took it upon themselves to attempt to eradicate the Dark Kingdom once and for all. Queen Dusk, protective of her home and against her husband's wishes, put up a barrier to defend the palace using her own living energy. With every passing day, she grew weaker and sicker, frail and helpless. She couldn't even leave her bed. As the love of her life kneeled at her bedside, with her final breath she begged King Erebus to protect our castle. Never allow the Light Kingdom to have their way. Please, defend the home we've always loved. King Erebus held her close in a tight embrace, speaking softly to her corpse, as he promised to grant her wish. He quickly sought out the large book sitting in his study. Mana loss is any magic user's biggest restriction, but dark magic users always had the worst of it. The king has spent years desperately searching for a separate power source from one's own mana, and after all this time, he finally found it. Once a book filled with the king's hopes of a bright future, would soon become a weapon of war. Today, it has come to be known as his cursed archive. He would then gather a large army of men. He took the sickly, the poor, the frail, and the elders, as well as his lowest-ranked soldiers. And finally, his eldest nephew, eager to aid his uncle in battle. The two armies stood on the field as both kings stood tall, staring down their enemy. King Lumen stood his ground, mildly amused at the sight. Erebus's army looked like they were going to drop dead at that very moment. Lumen unsheathed his sword and held it high, letting his voice ring out to his men. Lumen's army charged towards the enemy, and yet Erebus's army didn't move an inch. What is he doing? Wait! Erebus drained the living energy of all his men who had followed him into battle. Using his newly given strength, he sent a cloud of miasma over Lumen's army faster than they could run. Lost in the chaos, Lumen could only watch as his men were changed into lifeless puppets, walking corpses controlled by Erebus. Lumen's magic could not protect him for long. His body slowly rotted from the miasma. He could not disperse it. Soon enough, he would become a puppet, just like the rest of his men. In pure desperation, he made one final move against his opponent. The field was silent now. Both kingdoms lost many souls that day, too many to count. Queen Sundra was now a widow, taking care of their daughter alone in her castle. She abandoned the kingdom's original mission, a new law in place, insisting her people never set foot on Umbra soil again. Erebus's brother, now known as King Tenebros, took the throne along with his wife and now only son. Tenebros's first act was launching the ban of cursed magic. Each kingdom's vote was unanimous in fear for their own safety. Since these events, the cursed archive has reportedly not been found. Rumors of its whereabouts are simply speculation. In the end, Erebus fulfilled his wife's final wish. The Dark Kingdom stands tall to this very day.